TurboTax, Stitch Fix, Pinterest, Living Social, Facebook Business, Mint, Craft and Patch, Wish, Turbo Travelocity, Living Social, Craft and Patch, Expedia.
What is this? A new We Didn't Start the Fire?
Yep, it's my inbox.
For the modern age.
Famous footwear, eBay, Travelocity, Living Social, Baltimore, Living Social, Washington, D.C., Pinterest, Party City, House Stuff Works, Madison Reed, Craft and Patch, Podbean, Jet, eBay.
Banana Republic, Zillow, Mer Clothing, Marriott Rewards, Banana Republic again, Hulu, Seamless, New York Public Library, Travelocity, Hotwire Deals, Seamless, Rapid Response.
Craft and Patch, Old Navy, Amazon, Stitch Fix, and Pinterest too.
Netflix, Seamless, the fine folks at the Green Gray, Banana Republic, why again?
Amazon Marketplace, Living Social, Facebook Business, Mint, Craft and Patch, Wish, Turbo, Travelocity, Living Social, Craft and Patch, Expedia, Travel Deals, SunTrust, Husband, Patreon. That's good. Yep,
that's an updated version. What's going on in this world? That's what's going on. A nice snapshot of the state of the human condition. Aer Lingus Vacation, Kevin Carter and Steve, Kayak, Netflix, Christine, Low Mint Comedy, Amtrak Guest Rewards.
Amtrak Guest Rewards.
Scott's Cheap Flights.
Oh, I get Scott's Cheap Flights too. Do you ever use those? Never.
No.
They're like $200 to Italy. Ooh.
What a deal.
Okay.
What a steal.
What a deal. What a steal. What a spiel.
I was sitting on the train today, just quickly, and a guy was standing next to me, and his butt was close to me. I was like, if you fucking fart, I'm going to rip you by your hair down to the ground.
I watched on Subway Creatures or whatever, or Creatures of New York or something, this guy pulling out just this huge black double-ended dildo on the train. Just like looking at, he's just opening up the package he bought, he's just inspecting it, and then put it back in his bag.
Why not?
And seeing older men even just like doing weird exercises on the train or shaving and stuff, it made me think, because this is their only way to get around, it's like them getting to work, they just treat it like they're alone, like they're totally in their own little world. And I guess that maybe happens when you're in New York, where you said like alone amongst millions or whatever.
It's gross sometimes.
Yeah,
clipping nails people do, and I hate it. I hate it in public.
Yes, she'll do it in my car. She'll do it at home. Just like when she visits us, she's like, clip, clip, clip. Welcome to One Topic, where we try and stick to one topic. My name is Autumn Fisher.
And my name is Greg Russ. I think this is my week, correct, Autumn? To pick
it is your week.
I pretend this is... I know it's my week. I don't know why I just presented it that way.
You know what? I think it is your week.
It's my week, correct, Autumn? Remind me.
Hold on, let me check. Let me see. Yep, that's right. It's your week.
Well, that's a good thing that I came prepared today, right?
That's right.
We're so close.
You're prepared because it's your week.
Well, we're so close to Valentine's Day that we're not going to talk about Valentine's Day.
No.
I don't want to talk about Valentine's Day.
Because is it some law that just because it's a holiday coming up that we have to, it's even more pressure on Valentine's Day that we're forced to even include that in our podcast, our very personal podcast?
Exactly. This is my problem with Valentine's Day. Now we're talking about Valentine's Day, though we're not supposed to talk about Valentine's Day, but the social pressure from Valentine's Day to act in a certain way, and if I don't do that, then my relationship's no good. No, I'm not having any of it.
And if we don't talk about Valentine's Day on our podcast, is our podcast not any good?
Well, possibly. If we follow the rules of Valentine's Day, it would say that we have no love for our podcast because we're not talking about Valentine's Day when it's close to Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
If we use this flawed logic, everybody on the same day should show this fabricated love for their... Get out of here. So that's why we're not talking about Valentine's Day.
Good. What are we talking about?
Well, hotels is what I want to talk about because I may have a work trip coming up. And there's always a fight. This can be part of the discussion, but there's always a fight between me and one of my coworkers about whether or not we should stay in a hotel or if we should stay at Airbnbs. And I hate Airbnbs. And we can get into that. But hotels overall, I spend quite a bit of time in hotels. I enjoy hotels for the most part. It's a strange thing when you think about hotels that you're actually going into a room that hundreds of other people have stayed in, and God knows what they've done in that room. So I think it opens a door to discussion. It's something most people have experienced.
Okay.
I just want to connect with her audience. Get away from the psychoanalysis for a little bit and just get down to the, real life.
Sure.
Digging in the dirt.
I love a hotel. Love, love, love. But I also love an Airbnb, but only the kind where you're alone.
Yeah, where you're not.
Like you have the, yeah. You're not sharing a room. Except when I went to New York with Travis when I was pregnant, we stayed at an Airbnb and it was a room in someone's, I don't know, apartment thing. But it was real big. It was a lot bigger than you thought. And then the bathroom was really huge. And he worked a lot and went to school. So he wasn't there very often. And he was super, really, really nice. And like let us stay an extra day for free because he didn't have anybody coming. And he was really nice. But that was the only time.
I'm not into the sharing culture. I think it's BS. Because it's not really sharing. There's transactions that are involved, monetary transactions. Sharing culture. And in New York, it's a big thing because people who... Sometimes they rent whole apartments that they don't own. So they're renters, and then they rent that apartment solely to rent it on Airbnb. And there are laws in place in New York where you can't run a hotel in such a way unless you have a license and you're paying the taxes. No occupancy for less than 30 days. So these Airbnbs are breaking those laws. And there's already, a housing situation here where at any given time, you look at all these buildings in this city in New York, any given time around 1% are vacant. That's it.
Wow.
And now you've got Airbnb and people are renting these out, so they're taking some of that housing stock. And there's a reason I don't like it because then that drives up rents because the actual apartments that are available. If you own your apartment, it's a different thing because it's yours. You do what you want with it. But when you're renting it from someone else and the owner can't make money doing that because it's illegal, but you do, I'm not on board with that.
But then if you do own it and you rent it out, then you're also renting another space out that could be used for someone else.
That's true, and the laws do still apply about the vacancy thing, or the hotel no occupancy thing for less than 30 days. But at that point, I don't care as much. It's your place. You do what you want. But most owners won't do that because it's illegal, and if they get caught, there are fines. I guess the renters are getting caught these days too. But Airbnb's also filthy. Hotels may be filthy, but Airbnbs, I don't think there's the same level of cleaning that goes into them. Some people maybe take it more seriously, but you get in there, it's like, what do they care? They just send someone over. It's like, do the cleaning. How deep is this cleaning?
I don't know.
They're not professionals. They're just people who want some quick money. I'm not saying the cleaning people aren't professionals. The people who run it, they're not professionals. They just give me some money. Gotta make some money.
When you're on the Airbnb site, there's plenty of reviews and things, so you can see how people have gone away from those places and you can find out how clean it is. And there are people who are, I don't know, they get some sort of special rating on Airbnb when they've gotten really great reviews and have also been certified. Like, I don't know, someone from Airbnb corporate comes and verifies that the pictures that you've posted are accurate and things like that. So I think Airbnb, you just have to really dig into the reviews because there are people who leave honest reviews. We've left honest reviews on a couple that we've stayed in and we've liked it. And it's been really convenient with kids because if you're traveling and you want to stay somewhere, either you don't want to stay in a hotel for a longer period of time, like more than 2 nights or something with kids, or if it's just an overnight, it's nice because there's usually space to put your kids and then to put you, because in a hotel room when you got these kids, it's like, okay, lights out at 8 p.m. and then you're just stuck in the darkness of their room forever.
That sounds nice.
No, it sucks because you want some time alone. Not like time alone, sexy grown-up time. Not like that. More like I just want to not be taking care of the kids. I want to veg out in front of the TV for however long I want, or I want to go do something else, or I want to sit in the light and just relax, or I don't know, space out. You can't do that when you're at a regular hotel that's just one room. So an Airbnb is a really great option. I like it. And I love a hotel, not because, I don't know, I never think about I think about the people who've been there before. And maybe all the people who have like masturbated in the bed. I think about that.
Oh, nonstop.
Yeah.
Which is no worse than having sex in the bed. Having sex in the bed may be worse because then you got the dirty butt on the bed also.
Yeah.
On the top comforter that never gets washed. Yeah. No, the dirty butt's there. Someone's got their butt on it during sex.
Well, and I like to, when I sleep, I like to have a bit of the comforter or the sheet or something in front of my mouth, just like touching my lips for some reason. It's like a thing. And I think about that at a hotel when I do it. And I'm like, this is gross.
Yeah, I mean, if they're washed properly, the sheets.
I'm not doing it with the comforter at a hotel.
No, just you're talking about the sheets. There was a time at the hotel, I was sick and my nose was running a lot, and I kept wiping it on the sheets.
Oh yeah,
I was just in bed. And
it's probably softer than the horrible tissues they give you in those rooms.
Yeah, it's sometimes. Right. It's right there too. And yeah, these will be washed. If the people are doing their jobs correctly, this will be washed, and the next person won't have to deal with this. And if I have to sleep in my own snot, then so be it.
It's your own.
I mean, it's a big bed usually, right?
Sure.
At least if you get 2 beds in the room, it's a queen size, or are they 2 fulls? Whatever it is. This was a king size bed, point is, so I could reach across the bed and wipe with that part of the sheet and not be anywhere near it. So we can move into that. I want to wrap up the Airbnb. I want to acknowledge that you do have different needs, and I do understand what you're saying. So I don't want to be completely dismissive, though I can't stand Airbnb still, because the company also presents themselves as being these saviors and helping people make extra income and helping people travel the world and see things the way they couldn't. All that is true. You can, you get to see. The one thing I'll give Airbnb, I like staying in neighborhoods that aren't touristy.
Yeah.
You can do that if you travel to a place you've never been.
We went to Spain and we stayed in an Airbnb and it was awesome.
Yeah, so that I do.
I mean, it was horrible in a lot of ways, but it was awesome to be in a neighborhood.
I do like that. But the Airbnb presents themselves as these do-gooders, and again, it's just you just want to make as much money as you can. That's all you really care about. And they throw this in our face. It's insulting. If Airbnb said, we're here to make a bunch of money, and while we're doing this, you get to be in this city and experience it in a different way. It's like, okay, there. It's all on the table now, right? You put your cards on the table. Yes, you're greedy. You want money. Yes, I get to go stay in this city and live in a neighborhood and not be around all the touristy stuff.
So when you stay at an Airbnb, you don't like it because of the company itself?
Yeah, that's the main reason. Also, the owners sometimes are nosy because it is their place, and they'll just come by. It happens quite a bit. They come by, like, what's going on? And they're just it's under the guise of being that friendly, sharing community crap. Well, we're here and we all want to talk. It's like, do you ever do the couch surfing back before Airbnb, which was
right? I heard about it.
I did it a few times. You offer up your couch. I never stayed on anyone's couch. I don't even stay on anyone's couch I know when I travel. Yeah. People think I'm weird. Stay at my place for free. It's like, nah, I'll get my own space in a hotel. Thank you. But with couch surfing, I tried it. I moved to New York, and I said, a lot of people want to visit New York, and it'd be nice to meet people and travelers. And I put the listing up, and this girl, Julie Meckler, came over. Ooh. She was French, and I stayed for like 2 days. Not in my bed. She slept on the couch. But by the end of the 2 days, she asked, can I stay another night? And I made up this lie. I don't even remember something about, I have to work so early, like 2:30 a.m. I worked at the radio station at the time. She didn't know any better, I guess, but it was completely fabricated.
Why didn't you want her to stay another day?
Because I'm the kind of person who doesn't want people around that much. And I tried. I gave it a go. I thought it'd be nice. I like the idea of meeting new people and showing them around and learning new things about them. I like it in small doses. So, not for me. A lot of these Airbnb, I think people go into Airbnb, they're the people who are the opposite, who they love it. They love it. I want to be around these people. I want to talk to these people. I want to show these people around. I want to cook dinner for these people. Well, it would be
better. You could do an Airbnb if it were just an empty place and you were not living there also.
Well, they come over when then it's an empty place because someone still owns it.
I've never had that.
People, they still own it. We stayed at one. It was a woman's family home, but all her kids were adults, so they went off to college. I think the youngest one had just gone to college, and she started renting her house north of San Francisco. And also, this is ridiculous. For her to do this is crazy to me because we dug through all of her stuff. We went through everything. We found a really shitty video that her son and 2 daughters made her for Christmas. Like, this was the present, and they didn't really get her anything. They filmed something. They put it on a DVD. They sang a Bing Crosby song, and that was it. It's like, wow. Thank you for that Christmas. And don't give me the thought. The thought is cute. No, these were adults at this point. They were old enough. They were like 17, 16. Just before they went to college. If your kids did it at their age, that would be cute.
Yeah. You sound like extra pissed off today.
Well, the Airbnb thing is what gets me angry.
I feel like you're feeling, I don't know, maybe you're more caffeinated or something.
I have had like 3 coffees. I'm drinking one as we do the show. But let me tell you what we did. So we dig through her stuff. We find her vibrator. We find a bingo ball or a bingo tumbler where you tumble it, you pull out the letter and the number. And then we put her vibrator in the bingo tumbler. We put the Christmas video on the TV, put the tumbler in the foreground, started tumbling her vibrator, and took a video of it.
No.
Yeah, that exists somewhere. It was just a fun thing. But you dig through people's places too. That's another reason I would never Airbnb.
See, I've mostly stayed at places that were for Airbnb. Like they didn't live there part-time. I've only stayed at one, and it was in Sandy Springs.
Oh, wow. You went exotic.
No, maybe it wasn't Sandy Springs. Where is it?
What are you doing in Sandy Springs?
Not Sandy Springs. It's not that. Shoot, what's it? What? Oh my God. What is that Thai place that I like a lot?
The one on Beaufort Highway or Cheshire Bridge?
Cheshire Bridge.
Okay.
Yes.
So you stayed on Cheshire Bridge?
Yes, I stayed right behind that restaurant.
Why? Just so you could eat there?
I wish. No, they were under new management. I don't know. Something's different there. But no, it was when we were in Atlanta and we had the whole family. And so we needed a bigger place and we were staying there for like a week. And I didn't want to stay at my parents because it's so far away, which I'm coming down at the end of this month to stay for almost a week.
When?
I think like the 28th through the 7th.
I'll be there close to about that time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. My dad's having a retirement party.
Oh, that's right. I met the lady who works with your dad.
You did?
Uh-huh. She was at a live lounge show.
Oh, wow.
But anyway, so we stayed there, and the guy that had this house, this like bungalow, he lived there part-time. And so there were stuff. It was kind of annoying. The master bedroom had just a wardrobe in it, but it was full of his stuff. So, which is fine. I mean, you have to put your stuff somewhere, but there was no place for us, the people who were renting it. So I kind of like put little piles of our stuff on top of his stuff.
To make it your own for the night?
That's what?
I said you put your stuff on top of his stuff. Was that to cover up his stuff so you didn't have to see it and be reminded that you're in someone else's home? Or was it?
No, because we didn't have a place for anything. And we were there for a week. So I didn't want to live out of the suitcase the entire time. So
So it was a practical reason. You just needed
But it was a cool place. I mean, it was cool. It was really big. It had a washer and dryer. It had, and which we didn't have at the time because we were in Laurel and the apartments didn't come with washer and dryer. But
that stinks. You had little kids at that point.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you had no washer and dryer. What'd you do with all the spit up garments?
You had to just
hand wash them?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you either have enough of them so that you can, have a plenty to resupply yourself. But also there was a service that we didn't end up using until like the last year we lived there, where Brad, his name's Brad, he would come. You would leave your laundry and your money and your soap outside your door, and he would come get it, and then he would do your laundry and fold it and bring it back. It was like a service that was done he worked at the apartment complex, and it was his deal. And I feel like he maybe had like a little bit of like a mental deficiency or something, but I mean, he drove his truck. He was very friendly, and he brought like every once in a while he would bring like a little something for Ellie, because Ellie's like in your face friendly. And so he got to know her. But yeah, and a lot of the people, my neighbors were like, oh no, I don't trust that, blah, 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 blah. Like, I don't want him touching my underwear. And so I was like, I don't give a fuck. Take my laundry. Brought it back folded.
Yeah.
Washed and folded. It was awesome.
So if
and
it
was free.
If he sniffed the underwear, but he still brought them back clean and folded, that's
Bring
fine.
it. Do it.
That's
don't
his
care.
deal.
Sniff away.
That's his deal.
Yeah.
I know it is strange to turn that over, but who cares at that point?
It was $1. It was $1.50. So it was $3 a load, right? So it was $1.50 for a wash, $1.50 for a dry.
Yeah.
So it would cost us like $12 a week.
Well, this isn't the laundry episode, Autumn.
I'm sorry. You're right. Okay, you're
So
right. Oh, I have to bring it back. So our Airbnb, sometimes when you stay at an Airbnb and you're all by yourself, then you get a washer and dryer, which is awesome.
Which is nice.
Yes,
I think,
I love an Airbnb. But can we talk about hotels? Because I feel more passionately about hotels.
This is how I'm going to wrap this part up.
Okay.
One of the things, just the thing, obviously we've established I don't like the Airbnb company. And then the people who are really active in the community are annoying too, because they take it so seriously and there is a pretentiousness to them. And then they complain, oh, the hotel industrial complex just doesn't like that their profits are being hurt. And we're here just to help. No one's here to help.
This is something you've heard them talk about. You've heard Airbnb talk
It's big here in New York because there's a battle going on because of the housing stock. And the people do present it that way. They're just look. If you want to operate it as a hotel, you should be subject to the same regulations and taxations as the hotel. Also, the industrial complex. They're just hotels. I don't know if it's as evil as like Big Pharma. You know, drawing that comparison is a little bit ridiculous. Big Pharma introduces opiates that causes a crisis and then says, oh, oops. And then they try to profit off of rehab. That's disgusting behavior. I don't know. The Hilton trying to make some money by providing clean rooms. I don't think it's that awful. What they do with the money, I don't know. I can't really speak on it.
With with stuff like that comes regulation, which is also good. And
Airbnb doesn't, obviously regulation. If you're against it and you don't think that these taxes should go into hotels and stuff, fine. That's a different conversation. But they do exist. All I'm saying is in this world, that exists. And it should also exist for the other people who want to run their little hotels out of their beautiful bungalow homes. You'll never find a place like this on a shady tree-lined street for only $250 a night in a bottle of wine.
Everything you said before the money, I was in. You were making fun of it, but I was like, yeah, I want that.
Yeah, but that's the way.
I want to stay at Piedmont. I want to stay next to Piedmont Park for a week.
That's the way they present it. The reason I like hotels, I guess, is the reason you like Airbnbs, because when I travel for work, or even when I travel to Atlanta, as you know, and it comes up quite often, is the privacy. Like if I'm traveling with coworkers, hotels afford me privacy, whereas an Airbnb, we're all living together.
I see.
We're cooking together. I don't want any of that. I want to take the company credit card, go get some food, and go home or get room service. So that's why, I go to Atlanta, though you do stay at the Highland Inn also in Atlanta. And when you say you love hotels, we can start there. The Highland Inn, fine place. Nothing wrong with it. It's clean. People think it's scary for some reason. I got a room for my cousin there once. She lives in the suburbs of Atlanta, but came down and drank and didn't want to drive home. And she's like frightened out of her mind by that place.
What do you mean?
She's like, oh, it's just a little May. I'm not going to take off my shoes. I don't want to walk on this carpet. And these hallways are really scary. It's like The Shining. And I shut up. It's no dirtier than the Hyatt downtown. It's older furniture.
It's just older and like caked on paint and stuff like that.
When it was the Shady Rest, that's when it was scary. Remember we watched those videos?
Yes. If anybody wants some real scary hotel experiences at that location, then you need to look up the Shady Rest videos on YouTube.
Yeah, 1980s Atlanta. This guy, Steven Stubbs, he's in quite a few videos. I don't even know if he was ever anyone who was well known, but he was part of the gay scene in Atlanta, which is an interesting in its own right in the early 80s in a southern city. I wonder what that was like.
Yeah.
We should find him, do a whole show on Steven Stubbs.
Well, I think the city part changed a little bit, right? Like the city was a little bit more scary.
Well,
right?
just looking at what became the Highland Inn.
Yeah.
So the front desk was behind, like the person there was behind bars to be protected. And the walls, dry walls falling, and toilet bowls didn't have seats on them. And it was quite a different place.
Yeah.
So it was scary at one point.
And then before that, it was really nice, like way before, when they were renting out, you could live there and you would rent the room and there would be a bathroom down the hall. And a lot of the rooms still have that sort of, the bathroom is an afterthought kind of thing, because there's like a sink on the outside of the room next to the bed, whereas the shower and toilet are in a separate part. Like you have to step up into the bathroom. It's a weird... It's like
they were added on after the fact.
Yeah.
So it's like, we got to get toilets in the rooms now.
Yeah.
Okay, well, here's a spot to do it because the plumbing they couldn't put under the floor because the floor was already there. So they had to add it and they built over it. So that's why you step up.
Right.
So all those pipes are there. I've heard squirrels in the ceiling.
I love it there. But I do crave a more amenity-rich hotel experience.
Sure. And just for anyone who doesn't know, the Highland Inn is an economy hotel in Atlanta. But
boutique.
Boutique
sounds like it should be fancier.
Yeah. They can call themselves a boutique if they want. I don't
Well, because
care.
the W was calling themselves a boutique hotel.
Yeah, because it just became a marketing term.
Right. So it's not that. It's definitely not that.
No.
It's like the bare, no, I wouldn't say the bare minimum. It's not like, I feel like a Hotel 8 or something is a bare minimum. This is like, it's like a mom and pop
Well, it's independently owned. I mean, the guy owns that shopping center just down the street where the Plaza Theater is and the Righteous Room. The same guy owns that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but he's an Atlanta guy. Mm-hmm. So that's, it's a fine place. It serves.
There's a cat that lives. It's a hotel cat. His name's Pirate.
And he only has one ear.
He has 2 ears. The other one's just bitten up a little bit.
It's half of it's missing.
Yeah.
But it gets the job done. I think it's a fine place.
Pirate came in his name's Pirate, right? I'm pretty sure it is.
Yes.
Yeah, he came into our room when my friend Anna and I were staying there. He just followed us down the hall and just waltzed on in and was like laying on our bed.
How long did you keep him in there?
He just left. He was like, well, whenever he was ready, he just got up. We kept the door open.
Oh, okay. I think he goes into some people's rooms and they keep him for a night.
It's so sweet.
Yeah, let's keep him in here. If he goes near the door, maybe you'll let him out.
Yeah, of course.
So you were saying, though, that with your hotel experience, you like the amenities. You like being treated like a queen or a king.
Well,
I don't know what you identify as.
However I feel, whatever gender I'm feeling at the moment, I like to be treated as such. No, even though I do like the Highland Inn, I like the location. I like, they do have some amenities. Like you can get a free coffee and a Danish in the morning. And they're just cool and everything is convenient to walk to. But I wish that I had like a corporate credit card and I was being put up at a place by a company where I can order room service if I wanted to, or I could charge things to the room down at the bar or something. You know what I mean? Or like there's a spa downstairs that I would definitely get something done there. Or I would just like hang out at the spa. Like I would get some dumb thing done, but I'd hang out at the spa just to I love stuff like that. And then also I worked at the W in Dunwoody for a long time. And so I know a lot of the secret places where hotel work is done. And you know what I mean? Like they make these sort of inconspicuous doors around the corners of elevators or like in the back where if you're at a hotel where there's like that little closet of a vending machine and like ice machine and stuff like that, there's sometimes service doors there that lead to freight elevators that go down to the kitchen. And so sometimes I just like to peek in there just to sort of I know what's going on. So dumb. But
so if you travel, do you always seek this out?
Yeah. I try and look for the secret things.
It's a strange industry thing. Just to tie it to radio quickly, the engineers of radio stations will travel and look at transmitters of other stations.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the same thing.
Yeah. I'm really into this. I mean, and great. There's nothing wrong with it. It is funny, though.
Where's your back kitchen entrance?
I want to know.
It's past the elevators, down near some weird conference rooms. Where are you storing all your trays before, I want to look for that stuff.
Well, it's a whole secret world behind the scenes, backstage. Mm-hmm. A lot of stuff going on, and people don't even think about it.
It was backstage. I had the talent entrance at the W in the back where everyone smokes. You go in that door, and it's called the talent entrance.
That is what they called it?
Uh-huh. We were talent.
Yeah, I don't like that.
And our thing was whatever, whenever, because it was the W. And so people, like the operators who answered the phone downstairs, would be like, whatever, whenever. Because if you were calling and you needed whatever, whenever, we would do it. And so it was like we were supposed to not say no to things.
I'm sure there are some things you had to say no to.
Well, people talked about like getting requests for cocaine and,
Yeah, at that point, it's not
prostitutes.
It's not whatever, whenever anymore, right?
Yeah, no.
What do you say then, though? Because you've presented it in this manner.
Oh, I didn't care.
They...
I was bad at that. I mean, I mostly just drank there at the job while I worked and stuff.
So you never
and ate truffle fries in the back and potato leek soup.
Did you ever take a scoop out of someone's soup that was going out to them before?
No.
But
we ate a lot of the food that was back there, and we would find like things that were happening. I don't know, like events that were happening, and they would order desserts, right? Like they would have, as part of whatever food package they purchased, along with renting out the conference rooms, they would have these trays and trays and trays of these pre-made desserts, and we would find those. We would like look and see what was happening that weekend, and we would know certain ones had ordered desserts, and then we would find the desserts, and we would eat all the desserts. Not all of them, but we would just like pluck all these different ones off the trays.
Yeah, it's nice. I think that should be allowed. That's a perk of the job.
And then we would drink. Like I went in every day, like not every day, like every time I worked, I would start with like this latte that I would make in the back. And then after I drank that, it would be like 8:00 maybe. And then we'd start drinking. And I would just make a drink and hide it behind the POS system. And then we would just drink all night. Or I would like tell my friend Oscar, like, come and help me light these candles outside by the fireplace. Come help me. And I would have hidden shots back there, and we would do shots.
Did you ever get so drunk you had to stay the night at the hotel? And would you get a free room if that were the case?
No, they have had people stay overnight. I think that there was that ice storm that had happened once. And so like a couple chefs stayed the night, but they wouldn't give us, like because it was Starwood, it was a corporate place. You had to go through all kinds of hoops and loops to get anything, like employee discounts signed by managers, blah, 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 blah. So no, they never hooked us up, but I have gotten super duper drunk there before.
And then what did you do?
Yeah. Sober up, drive drunk home.
Hey, no. No way. That was a long drive. That was near Perimeter, right?
I was in Decatur, yeah. So yeah, it was by Perimeter Mall, and then I was living in Decatur.
Unbelievable.
I did have my friend Brendan take me home once. He took me to Decatur, and we stopped at the QT there by all those Indian restaurants in Decatur near that Kroger.
Yeah.
And we stopped at that QT, and I got a hot dog, and I was just like drunk eating that gas station hot dog.
Was he drunk also driving?
No, he wasn't.
All right. I ask because there are times it's just like we're both drunk, but I'm not the one driving.
I'm not as drunk.
Well, it's a complete disregard for the fact that you could hurt someone else.
Yeah.
You could be hurt yourself. It's so selfish at that point. It's like, if we get caught, he's the one going to jail because I'm not driving. It's ridiculous. Awful thinking.
It was before Uber.
No, I understand that, but I'm saying just this thinking when I was younger. If there was alcohol that was consumed and someone had to drive, the real thing should be, this is bad for these reasons. It can hurt and kill people. Those are the reasons we shouldn't be drinking and driving.
Not because we might get caught.
Yeah, because it was just fully self-absorbed. I'm not looking at one going to jail because I'm not driving.
Right.
It's like, glad I had my priorities in order. That's a shame, though, that they wouldn't hook you up with the rooms. I feel like they should have just not even a whole floor, just some designated rooms that can be used for employees.
I think that you might run into some trouble with that because people will abuse it. And I mean, we didn't abuse it, but there was a night where it was really slow, and me and Oscar and Brendan and his girlfriend we asked for some keys to some empty rooms, and we wanted to look at them. So they gave us a handful of keys to different rooms that hadn't been cleaned yet or were going to be cleaned anyway or whatever. And so we went in and we took a bunch of pictures all over the place, and we jumped on the beds and
people like you ruin it for other people.
Yeah. It was fine.
Given an opportunity, you're going to take advantage of it and push it to the most extreme that you can.
It was fun.
Ruin it for other people.
I'm going to try and look up those pictures and I'll send them to you.
If you get those, let's share them with everyone.
Okay.
What are they, just pictures of dirty hotel rooms?
No, it's like us all jumping on the beds and being ridiculous. It was that. It was fun, but also, I mean, okay. During that time, I was with my boyfriend who I'd been with for years, and he was really, he's a really nice guy, but he was like not into doing anything anymore. Like he would never do anything with me. So, I was working nights, right? I was working starting at like 6 p.m., being a cocktail waitress, drinking every night. And then after we closed at midnight, or if I got off early or something, we would all meet at this bar down the street and we would close that down. And then we might even go to another bartender's house and stay there until like 4. And then I would come home and he would still be in the same spot that I left him. He wouldn't even be sleeping. He would just be up doing, I don't know what, on his computer, trying to be a business person. I don't know. And then, he would never come out with me. And then there was this bartender that I worked with that I really kind of liked. And he would always ask me like, where's your boyfriend? Where is he? I was like, he's not coming out. I never realized he was asking me like, because he was trying to point out that like your boyfriend sucks. Where is he? It was only afterwards that I realized. Oh.
So nothing ever happened?
No, nothing happened except, so, we break up eventually. And then, I'm with Travis way fast, like 2 weeks after being together with someone for 5 years. I'm with someone 2 weeks later, which sucks for him. I'm so sorry.
Which kind of makes sense, though. If you were in a relationship where you weren't getting anything out of it just because you were in the relationship, you kind of were out of a relationship.
Yeah.
They say not to jump to another one quickly. You need to spend some time. But, if you're a 5-year relationship. And that was my goal.
But I really liked Travis.
That's fine. Look, it worked out.
And we were flirting and liking each other before. Like I was going after work. I was texting Travis at work while I was still in a relationship with my boyfriend, asking like, what's he up to? What's he doing? And he had gotten Punch Out. I forget how he had gotten it. Maybe he had a Nintendo and he was playing Punch Out. And so I got off of work and I went over to his apartment and we played Punch Out and ate blueberries on the floor, and he made me dinner.
So innocent and safe.
Yes. I mean, but it was like an affair of the heart. I was really, really into him. But it was creating this really stark contrast of like, this guy wants to hang out with me. He wants to do things with me. He has fun things like Punch Out and blueberries, and he makes me dinner. And
you sure
and then
this
I
isn't
have this other guy who doesn't really.
You sure this isn't a Valentine's Day episode?
Uh-oh.
Did you take us back to the thing I didn't want to talk about?
Oh,
you don't have to take us back.
I forget.
I had a question about seeing the dirty rooms.
Oh, wait, let me tell you this really quick. Okay, seeing the dirty rooms. Let's go back to that in just a second. Let me finish. So like, what was I saying? So Travis and I get together really fast, and then we move in together 6 months after we started dating through this weird circumstances. And
Mike Tyson's Punch Out brings you together.
Punch Out brought us together.
King
blueberries
Hippo.
And blueberries. So I'm laying on the couch in our new apartment. That's when we lived in Zoffieville, and
which was an apartment on 13th Street.
Yeah,
in Midtown Atlanta, which was a real shithole.
It was surrounded.
It was surrounded by the structural integrity of that place was it wasn't the greatest. It was surrounded by all these high rises, and it was an old 2-story apartment building, which was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool that it was
100 years old.
Yeah.
Amazing place.
So you lived there.
Run by a slumlord, but a slumlord with a heart of gold.
So you're there.
Like fix holes in your walls with like newspaper.
Chewing gum.
Yes, and sticks and stuff like that. It was fine. Anyway,
I made a paste out of the pine straw.
We paid under $700 a month to live in Midtown Atlanta. It was amazing. Anyway, I'm relaxing on the couch or something, and this bartender calls me and he says, "Hey, I'm hanging out with some friends tonight. We're going here and then we're going there. Do you want to come?" I was like, "Oh, yeah." He said, "Great. So I'll pick you up, whatever." I said, "Oh, yeah. Can my boyfriend come with me?" He's like, "What do you mean?" And I had to tell him that I was already dating somebody, and it's like he was going to ask me out and he had just missed this tiny window. And I think about that and how embarrassing that was for me. And for him, maybe. And how, because then it was like, no, it ended in that weird way. It was like, now he wasn't going to ask me to go because I was going to bring a boyfriend. And the point of him calling was to ask me out. And it's embarrassing and I hate it and I think about it. And it's not like I don't wish that I was with Travis. I just wish that I wasn't at that moment so that I could have spared any weird awkwardness that
So you
had
could
just
have
happened.
been intimate with this man in a hotel room. I have to get back on track, Autumn. I want to engage this conversation, but as someone who
I know.
is
It's
part
not-
of this show, I got to steer us back. This is
Have
just
you ever checked into a hotel room to have sex with somebody that you were on an early date with?
early date. I've done it before, yes, but it was
Tell me the story.
There's not much to the story. I think it was just when we were younger and still in high school, and it's like
High school.
well, you have nowhere to go. And so you mow a bunch of lawns in the neighborhood and save up some money. I've got enough money now for the roadway in. Let's head on over. And then you check in and why are you here? Like you keep the person you're with. Like I told her, I was like, just wait in the car. I'll go get
In
the
the
room.
car.
And then what are you doing? Why are you staying? You just live 2 miles down the road. It's just a lot of family in town. I just want to get away. That's what I said. Which would have.
Are you like 17 years old?
Yeah, 17, which also is not too far from the truth. If a bunch of family came in town and I was still living in my parents' house, I would have loved to go away to a hotel and just get away because I hide in them. So one day I have fantasies of going out to Montauk in the winter, just jumping on the Long Island Railroad, going to the last stop, which is 3 hours away, and just holding up.
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind style.
Well, that is, they didn't stay in a hotel, but that's the inspiration. No. The beach in the snow is great. Yeah, I go down there, and most of the hotels are closed, and I have this fantasy that I'm going to hole up, and I'll write, and then in the snow, I'll trek to the small town and drink some beers at the bar. And people are like, what the hell are you doing here? Why are you here this time of year? I'll say, I'm here just to get away. And then I'll stop by the grocery store and get a few provisions and go back, sleep, wake up, and repeat for a whole week. It'll never happen. If I went, I would just lie there in the bed. But it's a nice fantasy. It's a nice escape. I think that's the big thing. When I do travel, sometimes I will just stay inside and do nothing.
I struggled with that a lot recently. When I think a couple of trips ago, staying in Atlanta, I felt guilty for sort of laying around. But then, I got the kids, and it's really nice to just be able to do whatever you want.
Yeah, just lounge around in that robe if you want. You were saying before you had this, you wish you had like a corporate credit card.
Yeah.
Those services surely mostly done for business travelers or rich people. Because there was a time we stayed at a really nice hotel in Denver, and I ordered lobster roll to the room. I'd taken a shower. I answered the door in my robe. But sometimes when I take showers, we've talked about my face dandruff, skin gets dry, and it was like really peely, and I didn't realize it, and I answered the door in my robe and take the food. And then I looked in the mirror, and it was awful. It was really bad.
Like, this poor guy came here to die.
Yeah, but I didn't care. And then, you go to the bar, and you don't care. You don't think about anything. You're like, yeah, just give that to me. Here's the credit card.
Yeah.
And then this is what these hotels are.
Want that.
It's what they're geared towards. They know
I want
that
that.
a lot
Can
of the
someone
people,
give that to me?
You got to find a job like that.
I don't want a job like that.
You got to get out of this radio business.
No, I don't want to.
Well, then you're not going to get that kind of thing.
Well, okay,
but
I don't
that's
need
fine.
a corporate credit card. I want to, maybe I need to do this with some girlfriends. Like I need to get away and stay at a hotel that has a spa and then order room service.
Why did you pronounce it like that?
Have a spa. We need a
It's like
spa day.
you're mocking it. There's some embarrassment that you want to go to the spa, so you can't just say spa. Spa.
Yeah, because it's
You want to go to the spa? Just say it.
I have to go to the spa.
Who are you worried about making fun of you? Me?
No, it's an image of myself that I don't like to say. I don't like to think of myself as someone who's like, I'm going to the spa. I need a facial.
This is one of the things that people like. They want to be pampered. That's actually one of the things I don't like about hotels. I don't even have the person clean my room every day.
I don't do that either.
I don't like being served, really. It's like, I just want to be here. You don't need to treat me any differently. I'm just a person who's here. That's it. Don't clean my room. You're supposed to tip too if someone cleans your room.
Yeah.
Do you?
I never have cash. If I have cash, I leave it.
How much?
I don't know, $5, $10?
Total? How many
Total.
nights? Let's say you had 3 nights.
Oh, $5.
Yeah,
If no one ever came in and cleaned it, nothing.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I think it's supposed to be $2 to $3 per night in a lower end hotel and $5 per night in a fancier one.
When I'm going into Atlanta, I'm going to try and go to the sales meeting for WSB and introduce myself because I want to try and get some, not sponsorships, what's it called?
Endorsements.
Endorsements. Yeah, I want to get some endorsements.
You want to make fun of that.
Because
make fun of
Belinda.
Yeah, I was going to say, but they're going to know you make fun of Belinda and they're going to say, oh, you.
Have you heard
Siren.
Let's listen.
It's a fire truck. I can tell the different sirens.
Congrats.
Hey, that's a skill I'm proud of. It's like, that's an ambulance.
You do always correct me. I'll say something on air and you'd be like, that's an ambulance, let 'em.
Well, Eric always brings police, such a dangerous city. I'm like, shut up. It's rarely the police. It's usually an ambulance or a fire truck.
What was I going to say?
I don't know. You tell me what you were going to say.
It was,
You've lost your train of thought completely.
I did.
I think you're talking about how you want to get the endorsement. Something has nothing to do.
Yes, yeah, I'm going to get, yeah. So I'm going to introduce myself.
I shouldn't have told you because this is completely off topic again.
No, it's not. It's part of the topic because
Okay.
I'm going to tell him how much I like hotels. When I emailed some salespeople, they asked me, like, what are you into? I said a bunch of other things, but I also said that I'm really into hotels. I love staying in hotels. I love traveling. I love this and that. So I would love, that would be the best to have like sort of, I don't know what, like a home hotel to go to. Not a home, but what is it called? Like a place that's like, oh, when Autumn comes into town for WSB, she stays at the blur, blur, blur.
Yeah, but then I would miss you if we were there at the same time.
I know.
I guess you could. I like the Highland Inn though.
I do too.
But your endorsement, I could say the clean mattresses. They replace them every 3 to 5 years. The tubs will gross you out. There's no mildew. There's no trace of bodily fluids Oh, you would take a bath in a hotel. That's disgusting to me.
It depends on the hotel.
Even if it's a clean hotel in the bath, think about all the people. And again, the mattress is no different. The mattress is actually probably worse.
Yeah, it's like a sponge.
Yes, and there's that. You ever hear the thing? The mattress gains weight over time, and it doubles its weight in like 8 years. That's a lie. It does, in theory, they say it does put on some weight because it does absorb dead skin and dust mites. Yeah, oil and sweat. It does happen, but it's not doubling its weight. That's a lot of dead skin. That's a lot of dust mites eating the dead skin. And whatever their waste is. It all gets added. That's true.
Dust, I thought. Isn't a lot of dust, isn't that dust mite poop?
Is it?
I think so. Not all dust is dust mite poop, but...
Just a collection of all the things.
Yeah.
All the gross things to just collect in a corner. There it is. No, but I actually did read... I did research for the show. A high-end hotel will replace their mattress every 3 to 5 years, their mattresses, while lower end, you get 10, if not more.
Oh, sure.
They want to save that money. So they really push it. And so, yes, the bed itself is probably grosser than the tub. But, I mean, just peeing in the shower at a hotel, it's like, I don't want to sit. And everyone else has done the same thing. Let's not pretend they haven't. And yes, it washes down.
But what about your own tub?
I don't take baths.
I wish I could take a bath. Our bathtub is not like relaxing place. It's full of kid toys and... And
you look over to your right and you're eye level with the grout that's
I know, that's always gross.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That's what
I mean. If it was like a really nice place, I would love that. Or maybe, I don't know, even if there was a spa that had a bathtub, that might be even worse because it's full of it's like bacteria soup.
Yeah. Hot tubs.
Yeah.
Steam rooms.
Oh, I love a steam room.
I like a steam room too, and I like a hot tub. But these things are worse than actually what I'm talking about, and I know it. I just have an aversion to drains. That's the only thing I'm really grossed out by. Any kind of drain, sink drain, kitchen sink drain, tubs. That's ugh. It just makes my skin crawl. That's the best I can articulate it because there's no real reason. Yeah. It's where all the filth washes. It's where it all leaves. But if
do you like amenities at a hotel?
No, I like being left alone.
Okay, so you would not use Well, you have. You said you ordered room service.
Okay, I've used the room service, and then I felt guilty for it, that someone had to bring me food to my room and have me answer the door in a robe with a peeling face.
Yeah.
So I've used it, and then I've had immense guilt. And then I ate the lobster roll and forgot about it.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was fine. That's the only episode of Game of Thrones I've watched too that same night.
Oh.
That was it. I never watched Game of Thrones, but it was on HBO. Remember when HBO used to be an advertisement on the marquee for the hotel? Mm-hmm. Air conditioning and HBO. It's like, wow, yep. That's it. I'm in.
There's some weird racetrack type places. Okay, so there's a racetrack in Laurel, like a horse race. And there's a bunch of sort of themed locations around it. So there's liquor stores that have like racing names, and then these motels. And there's like this racetrack hotel that on the sign still, it says like free cable.
Yeah. Selling point for some people.
Yeah. AC.
Free Roku. It's the updated version.
Does it really? They have Roku?
No.
Okay.
But I feel like that would be the updated version.
Hulu Plus.
Yeah. Come watch without the commercials.
That's right.
Stream live TV. Netflix. 2 screens. The 2-screen plan. I have been in a hotel room that has Roku. One of the rooms in the Highland has it, and someone else logged into the Netflix, logged into the Hulu, never logged out.
There's a Roku?
In one of the rooms.
What?
A Roku TV. So
yeah.
It was just the TV with it built in. And I used the person's account.
Cool.
And you see what they watch. The Office. Everyone watches The Office.
Oh, I'm in the middle of season 3.
I know, everyone's rewatching it. They love it.
I can't help myself. I've seen it. I probably have seen, except for like the very tail end seasons, I probably have seen it like 4 or 5 times through.
How many seasons are there?
Like 10 or 9 or something.
And you've watched them 3 times through at least.
That's what I'm saying. Not the very end, because the end seasons kind of suck.
Okay. Well, after what's his name left?
Steve Carell.
Yeah, was that it? Did it stink after that?
It did not stink, but it was just a little bit of a different show.
You can say it stunk. It's okay.
But I'll watch me some Office in a hotel. I'll just sit there.
I think
go to Publix, get a weird dinner from there, and then go back to that hotel, and then eat that, watch whatever.
Well, there's your endorsement.
Decide when to die.
When I'm in Atlanta and I'm not busy on the radio on the Von Hessler doctrine, I get a weird meal from Publix and spend my time in the Grand Hyatt.
I want to stay at a real fancy place.
The Grand Hyatt has beautiful, breathtaking views sweeping the city of Atlanta from every room. The ice machines are cleaned daily. No worry about mildew. No worry about mildew growing in the basin. Yeah. This is your
Nobody pees in these ice machines.
Do people pee in ice machines?
Yes.
Oh God, you did
drunk
this.
People.
Why? What is wrong?
You won't find some drunk co-ed puking in these ice machines.
Discolored ice. Just frozen vomit cubes.
This hotel has a water receptacle in the basement, so no dead bodies in this one.
Oh, that's a thing.
That lady that was like, I forget what hotel that was. It was in California. Or no, was it in California?
What's the story?
That she's seen on security footage going in and out of the elevator and pressing all the buttons on the elevator, and like the elevator doors do weird things, like it's malfunctioning, but there was no record of it malfunctioning. And then it looks like she's talking to someone, and then but no, there's nobody there. And then she leaves the elevator and she finds her way up this weird way into some door, goes through some doors that should have been locked or are normally locked, and then climbs into the water tank that was on top of the hotel, and she died in there.
Yeah, I see it now. Elisa Lamb.
Yeah.
Found dead in a water tank. Canadian woman.
People found out because people complained about the water having a funny taste.
Oh.
Horrifying.
Yeah. So how long was she in there?
I don't remember. Does it say in your article?
3 weeks. She was Last seen 3 weeks and then found dead in a water tank.
So it was 3 weeks she was in there probably.
Her juice is just dripping out into the water and then people. That's
bloated body, river pig. That's what they call that. Did you know that?
No.
They find someone in like who's been dead in a river and they're all bloated. They call them a river pig. Sorry.
It's fine. The fact there's a term for it, I guess it makes sense. What do they
thought
care?
It was a pig. It's a person.
Yeah. What do they care at that point? That person's dead.
Yeah.
Just don't call the person's family and say we found your river pig. I think if you don't do that, it's okay.
We got your family member.
All right. Well, on that note, I
no, this is a horrible note to go out on.
No, I think you've convinced me not to stay anywhere. I'm just not going to leave anymore.
I want you to change your mind about Airbnbs. Now, when you're staying with other people, I totally get it, right? Because then you are forced into this like family/roommate situation where you don't have the sort of freedom to just close the door and hang out in your room if you want. But while like everyone, all your coworkers like, come on, we're making frittatas. Like, no, I get it. But if you're by yourself, if you have a place that's just for you and maybe your girlfriend or something, and the person doesn't normally live there, or they do, but they're not there. I don't know. I think you would like it. It's good. Like you said, you get to live in the neighborhood.
I've done it before, and it is fine.
I think you did it when you were staying in Atlanta for a long time. Didn't you stay over like...
I had an Airbnb, but I mostly lived in
like near the King Memorial?
Yeah, that was only like 3 nights.
Oh, okay. That was an Airbnb though, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was an Airbnb. When I went to London, I stayed in an Airbnb several times. I've expressed my reasons why I don't like it, but I'll be open-minded to it. I enjoy, though, when we're both in town at the same time, being at the Highland Inn.
Yeah.
Going to Manual's just every single day.
I got home from Midtown when I was there last time.
When?
When I was there last time, and we recorded our first episode.
Yeah.
I was over in Midtown and then got home from there. I went back to the Highland Inn. I walked home.
Oh, yeah.
Basically. It was nice.
Yeah, it can be a nice walk.
Because I think about how you walk around all the time. Like, you can get around in Atlanta if you walk. It's just the context is different. Like, you would walk... If you were visiting New York, you would do way more walking than if you lived in Atlanta and just wanted to, like, walk to the store. You wouldn't do it because you would just get in your car and go because the city is less...
You get killed.
Atlanta's less known for walking, I guess.
Yeah, the drivers in Atlanta aren't used to it, though. You have to be mindful of that.
Yeah.
They're not used to pedestrians, and then you get run over.
Yeah.
So, but it is nice to walk around. Though there's no one around, so if you're walking late at night, it's strange.
Yeah.
I got drunk once at a friend's wedding that was in Piedmont Park. Then I went to the Highlander? Is that in that shopping center with the Midtown Art Cinema?
Yes.
Anyway, I went there, and then I was staying at a Marriott in Midtown, and I walked and I cut through Piedmont Park at like 2 a.m. alone, drunk.
Weird.
Yeah, I mean, you walk and like, nothing's gonna happen to me, but you never know.
Yeah.
And it is strange. The next morning, like, no one else was around. Though if people are around, does it matter if you're being attacked? Are they really going to help? I'm like, not my problem. I'm getting out of here.
People will help you.
It depends on what the attack is. If it's with fists, maybe. If there's a knife involved or a gun, I wouldn't count on it.
They would videotape it.
Yeah, and on that note, this has been another episode of One Topic, though it was one topic with little anecdotes thrown in by Autumn about her love life.
I hate that I did that. Can we go back and edit that out?
No. Nope, we're leaving it. It's fine. It's not a big deal. Okay. There was some kind of train of thought. We just got to get you to start to... You can go off the rails, but you got to tie it back. So, the thought was I was working at a hotel. I had a boyfriend who was a deadbeat. He didn't care about me. He didn't buy me things. He didn't take me places. And then there was this guy who showed me interest. And I worked with him at the hotel. Then it went into the beginning of your relationship with Travis and you moving in together immediately. Okay. You're not getting back from this one.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I lose this episode.
It's all right. Tell people where they can find you.
You can find us online on the iTunes. You can find us, One Topic. Also, please subscribe, rate, and review us. And you can find me everywhere on social media at AutoPritz, Pritts. Oh, and Greg got us on Spotify?
Yeah, I signed us up for Spotify. I think we should be on there.
Yeah, so I think you can. I haven't looked at it yet, so I think we're on Spotify.
We're everywhere.
We're everywhere.
Wherever you can find podcasts.
Yeah, we'll be there.
All right, so until next time, take care. Or whatever Autumn says about time being a flat circle, and it doesn't matter because we're all going to die one day.
Yeah, that.
That's a high note to take us out on.
I know.
Bye.
Bye. You did a good job ending it.
Seasoned pro, though someone's typing right now. Amateurs can't stand this show.
I can't. I did a bad job. I didn't like this one. I did bad.
It was just.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
No, I do feel scatterbrained. I'm thirsty. I didn't bring my water.
You got to prepare, Autumn. I prepared. I took notes.
I know.
I made notes for the show.
I took a note.
I looked up the mattress thing.
I looked up and I wrote a
note.
note.
Let me see your note. Hold on. I pulled up mine. What is it?
It says Airbnb.
Here were my notes. And we addressed a lot of them. The beds, the thing about them actually gaining weight but not doubling their weight. Not taking a bath in a hotel because it's gross.
That's good.
Getting the room cleaned every day. You're supposed to tip. And then Airbnb sharing culture is shit. That was my last note. So it's okay. When did I share? I did give you enough time this time. I didn't spring this on you.
You did.